Hello everyone, welcome back to the Tomato Blues Kitchen. This is me Anusha Rajagopal and I'm back again with another beginner friendly video. So a couple of days back I had a small Q&A running on my Instagram stories and had asked you all what recipe would you like to perfect as a beginner. And there were several recipes, but one of the recipes that were requested by so many of y'all was kesari. So this rava kesari is probably one of those what do you say, a paradoxical sweet, one that everybody likes to eat, one that is very easy, but one that not everybody gets it right. So today I'm going to show you all how to make the perfect rava kesari, and I'm going to share with you all the tips and tricks that I have learned over the years and how I have perfected my recipe for rava kesari. So for practical purposes, I'm going to walk you all through this video in different steps so that you will be able to understand where exactly you kept going wrong whenever you attempted making rava kesari. Before we start making our perfect rava kesari, friends, please do bear in mind to follow the measurements to the T for the correct results whenever you attempt a recipe from my channel. So let us get started making the perfect rava kesari. The first step would be to roast the cashews and raisins. So for that, I'm going to be adding 1 tablespoon of ghee to a thick bottomed stainless steel pan. I'm not using a non-stick pan here. I'm just using a tri-ply stainless steel pan to which I have added 1 tablespoon of ghee. I've allowed the ghee to heat up. Now I'm adding 12 cashews which is being broken into halves. Now, this is where many of y'all go wrong. You tend to crank up the heat and then the cashews tend to burn and become too brown. So we are going to do this on low flame till the cashews turn a light golden brown. So now this is the perfect stage for the cashews to be removed and drained. So I'm keeping them apart, and now I'm going to fry my raisins. Again, raisins also must be fried on low flame. I've added 2 tablespoons of raisins and I've kept the flame at the lowest setting possible, and I'm frying them till they become puffy and plumpy. Let's get on with our next step, which is roasting the rava. Now I'm going to be using 1 cup of rava today, and we are going to roast the rava in the same leftover ghee in the pan. I'm not adding any extra ghee at this point, and roasting the rava is the thing that will make or break your rava kesari. It's very important to roast the rava correctly. We are going to do this on low flame for about 3 to 4 minutes until the rava becomes fragrant. I'm adding 5 cardamoms which has been crushed along with the rava. I'm doing this because I like to infuse the flavors of the cardamom to the rava in the rava kesari. Now, like I said, I have kept the flame at the lowest possible, and I'm going to roast the rava till it resembles sand and there is no change of color. Please make sure that your rava does not change color. Do not leave your rava unattended while you're roasting this, and make sure you transfer the roasted rava from the hot pan immediately to another pan to avoid further roasting. All these things will make your kesari the ultimate rava kesari you've ever made. So our rava is now fragrant, and there's no change in color. We have just roasted it to perfection. This is how your rava will look once it is roasted. It will resemble sand, like I said, or more likely moist sand. I've transferred it to another pan, and now let us get on with the next step, which is boiling the water. It's very important to boil the water to the correct temperature. I'm adding 3 cups of water over here, and I'm going to allow it to boil vigorously with bubbles on the top. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil also along with the water to make sure that a rava kesari does not clump up easily. Now, if you add rava to cold water, it will not cook well. It will just keep on absorbing water and you will not have that perfect, beautifully textured rava kesari. So it's very important to allow the water to bring it to a boil, in fact boiling vigorously. Now that the water has started to boil, let us add the roasted rava. Keep the flame to the lowest possible. Add all the roasted rava and get a balloon whisk to do the cooking. Now, a whisk is your best friend in the kitchen. If you use a whisk, there is absolutely no chance that you will develop lumps in your kesari. The same applies for pongal, or upma, or anything that requires a non-lumpy texture, even your korukattai mavu, all this, use a whisk for best results. Now we are going to whisk and mix until the rava absorbs all the water. Now you can see gradually that the rava is absorbing the water, and the rava is also becoming a little solid. Now at one stage, you will find that the rava is leaving out bubbles, like how you can see. At this point, cook it covered on low flame for 1 to 2 minutes. What we are basically doing here is we are trapping the steam inside the pan and we are cooking the rava completely. Before this, the rava wouldn't have cooked completely, so it's essential for you to do this particular step. Now you can see that the rava is completely cooked. If you add sugar to the rava before it is cooked fully, then your rava will stay uncooked. So do not do that. Now the next step is to add sugar. I'm adding 1.5 cups of sugar along with a pinch of salt. Sorry, I could not show the addition of salt separately. I had already mixed it along with the sugar. So as soon as you add the sugar and start mixing it with the rava, you can see that the rava becomes watery, or rather the mixture becomes watery. Do not panic. This is very, very common and this is how it is supposed to be. Now again, like I said, please use a whisk for whisking. Now at this point, I'm adding 1 by 16th teaspoon of food color. Adding food color is completely optional. And once you add the food color, grab a whisk and start whisking thoroughly till the food color is completely mixed into the mixture. You can also see that the mixture begins to thicken slowly. At this point, let us add 3 tablespoons of ghee, and the next step would be to achieve the correct consistency for our rava kesari. Once you've added the ghee, like I said, mix it well using a whisk, and slowly now let us add the fried raisins and cashews. Once we've added the fried raisins and cashews, our next step should be achieving the right consistency in our kesari. Now basically, kesari should not be too thick while it is cooking. It should be flowy, that is, it should fall freely from a ladle. So for this, what we are going to do is we are going to mix this ghee into the kesari until it is completely absorbed and until you no longer see a thin film of ghee on the top. You can see that the ghee is fully absorbed. This is the correct consistency and it took me about 3 to 4 minutes on low flame to achieve this. Now, once you have mixed it thoroughly and the ghee is completely absorbed, switch off the flame, and now let us do a consistency test. If you can see, when I drop it from a ladle, it flows freely. At this point, the kesari is very hot. Let us see how it looks after it is warm. I'm telling you, the kesari will become a little thick as and when it cools down. So this is how it looks after a couple of minutes after switching off the flame. It does not fall so freely, and yet it is the right texture and the consistency. Now let us serve up our perfect rava kesari. You can see, my dear friends, the beautiful texture of this ultimate perfect rava kesari that we have made today. I'm going to unmold it. I just used a greased cup and I pressed some kesari and I'm going to, just topple it into a plate, and let us see how the texture of our kesari looks. Kesari's texture must be similar to jelly. It shouldn't be too hard, neither too soft. It should be firm, and yet you should be able to scoop it out with a spoon, and that is the perfect rava kesari. So now let us try to scoop it out, and you can even see that the kesari does not stick to our spoon. We have achieved the perfect rava kesari, my dear friends. I hope you all try making this at home. In case you like this video, please press the like button, leave a comment and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you for watching.